Hey everybody, this is Rick starting over from sunny northern Arizona. Just having a couple of tortilla chips here. I want to talk about making changes. Making changes in your life for the better. Sort of moving forward. We all want to try to move forward with encouragement. So that's what I'm trying to do with this video and maybe the upcoming videos, is to try to provide encouragement in moving forward. If you're going to make a change or you're going to make a decision, tough decision. Uh, so I decided at almost 70 years old that I was going to sell my house and I was going to live in my van. Now, how did I come to that decision? Well, each of us have these core values, right? These things that we are, that define us, and sort of a who are you kind of a question you ask yourself, right? Who are you? What are your values? What's important to you? How do you want to spend the rest of your life, basically, right? That was my thoughts anyway, because I'm getting into the fourth quarter of the game here. I'm 70 years old. I'm not going to be around forever, so I was sort of thinking, let me do some of the stuff I've always wanted to do and never had the guts to do it, right? Or never had the knowledge to get out there, or the fortitude, the courage to get out there, So basically, I had to say to myself, what are my core values? Who am I, right? Who am I? It's a tough question. Who am I? But I love freedom. I know I love freedom. That's one of my core values. I like to see new things. That's one of my core values. I like to do things by myself. I'm sort of, got a little loner in me. I'm kind of proud of that. Maybe you do too. I don't know. So I was living in a house in a neighborhood. I wasn't really a neighborhood kind of guy. I'm kind of stayed to myself, and I got tired of paying taxes and basically just sitting home watching TV, eating, going to the bathroom, and wash and repeat, right? So I decided, look, I'm going to sell my house, which is a very big decision, as many of you know. Just moving in general, even if you're moving from an apartment or a condo or whatever your situation is, moving out is a big decision. You're changing your location. You may be leaving friends and relatives and acquaintances. But so getting back to core values, so freedom and me calling the shots for me, and getting away from sort of the control that local, state, and federal government have over us, our every move, right? So I decided I'm going to do this, but when am I going to do this, right? That's a question too. When am I going to do it? When am I going to do it now? Am I going to do it a year from now, 10 years from now? When? Well, for me, the criteria for when I was going to do it was when the aggravation exceeded the enjoyment. For me, that was the tipping point, sort of a tipping point. And I had reached that point. Put my house up for sale. It was a tough situation, Selling a house is tough. Even if you have a realtor, handling stuff. It's a tough situation. It's tough emotionally, financially, intellectually. It's tough. But anyway, I did it. Got in my van. Living in my van, didn't know what I was in for. I mean, living in your van is tough. You think it's easier than owning a house? No. It's just different, right? Different set of problems, but it's no easier. But if you want the freedom and you want to do your own thing and you want to get out of the grip of the, most of the grip of the local, state, and federal government, you still got to follow rules. You got to do everything legally, right? Reasonably, within the law. You got to do things that make sense. Right? You don't want to do extreme things. You want to do things you can actually do, right? But made the move, and it was easier to make the move when I asked myself the basic questions: who am I? Right? Who am I? And what are my core values? And are these needs of who I am and my core values being met where I'm at? And if they are, you just stay. But if they're not, then it might be time to take some action. This is Rick starting over.